It's always a pleasure to talk to you. I appreciate getting a little bit of your time, man. And I always, thank you for being someone in the rock world that's always been cool. You've always been cool to talk to, and I appreciate that. There's a
Much
lot
respect,
out there
brother.
that are not. So thank you.
It's always my pleasure.
So I'm excited for this. I got to hear the new song yesterday. I Will Not Break. How cool is that song? I would say in my first listen to the song, it probably would be one of the heaviest songs we'd be playing on the station when we get that thing rolling. Tell
Well,
me
that
a little
makes
bit
me
about
happy.
this one. What's that? Go ahead.
That makes me happy.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. So tell me about this song. How did it come to be? I have a little bit of the backstory, but I want to hear from you.
Well, it was one of the last songs we did in this past recording session that we had. Um, we were hitting our stride towards the tail end of the session. Everything was going really, really well. We were having a good time with it. And I told the guys, I need something, give me something that's old school, head bobbing kind of beat, something I can get really polyrhythmic with. And they did, and it came really easily. From from a lyrical perspective, it's a song about healing. It's a contrast to the darkness that I had to live through last cycle. Um, about coming out the other end, about triumphing over adversity and the things that are pinning you down, so to speak.
Yeah, I read some of the lyrics here. I have them in front of me. If you don't mind, a quick one of the verses that I thought was amazing. Why am I acting like an animal? What the hell has happened to me? I've had enough of feeling terrified now that I'm deciding I won't be hiding from anyone. The change was far from beyond physical when it all happened to me. I even contemplated suicide. And even though I'm haunted, I will not be taunted by anyone. That's strong, man. That's strong.
Amen. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah, so that was something that, you were saying that the last album cycle, kind of a darker side. So this is more of a positive, a change, a departure from that darker side.
Vengeance.
Yeah, you got to love that too. And you guys are working again with Drew Falk, right? He worked on
Hmm.
Divisive. So
Yes.
does that bring a familiar, obviously, energy to the room too, working with Drew?
Oh, absolutely. Drew's great. He's brilliant in his own right. And he's super easy to work with, super quick, really efficient. It's just a pleasure to work with. One of
I'd
my
heard,
favorite producers I've ever worked with.
oh, really? Really? And you've worked
Yeah,
with a lot of great ones too. That
I
cool.
bet.
Um, I'd heard with this song too that maybe it was Dan. Dan was kind of digging through some of the old tapes and kind of, going back to day one, the sickness kind of vibe. And not that he didn't hear anything he didn't like. He heard plenty he didn't like, but he was like, you know what, that was on the cutting room floor for a reason. So I can give you this energy, that vibe, that visceral thing. I can go back to the day one Disturbed vibe and the rest of the guys, everyone connecting on that. That's kind of how I heard
Hmm.
it. And is that kind of true to form what you would
It,
say
it
about the song?
wasn't it wasn't a target, I mean, truth be told, is that not with this particular one. There were a bunch of them that he pulled out of the vault riff wise that may have
Sure.
been hanging out for God knows how long.
Hmm.
But this one was a fresher idea. This one was and it wasn't intentional in terms of trying to harken back to that era, but we were definitely in that headspace. Like I said, I'm like, give me the old school head bobbing stuff. Give me the stuff that is undeniably rhythmic, that I don't have to,
Love it.
be too scientific about. It was a pleasure.
I love it. There's some callbacks too in the beginning of the song too. I mean, just the crunch is there. Like you said, the head bobbing thing,
Mm-hmm.
you doing your thing with your voice, of course. I want
Mm-hmm.
people to hear it for themselves, but that bell too, I love that. That
Mm-hmm.
right in the beginning of the song gets you moving.
Drew's got a thing for the bells. He loves
Does he?
putting them everywhere. So that's
Will
his
you
thing.
guys be performing that song on the Sickness 25th anniversary tour?
We absolutely will. It will be in the
Oh,
second set and the greatest hits set.
how cool is that? Are you pretty excited for this whole thing to get rolling here and get kicked off?
I'm nervous and excited. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of bells and whistles being brought out, a lot of the old nostalgia that that is coming back. Um, so it's complex and challenging, but exciting.
Sure. By the way, I can't see you being nervous. How can you be nervous? You're on stage looking strong
Nah,
as hell when you're up there.
nervous about, oh, sorry about that. Nervous about, just whether or not everything's going to end up coming together the way we hope. Not nervous
Sure.
about performing. I'm always excited to perform, and nerves can grab you when you're not feeling well.
Sure. Of
When
course.
when things stop working on stage, or if you have technical
Hmm.
difficulties, believe me, nerves will grab you by the nuts pretty quick. But
I can imagine. Tell
yeah.
me a little bit about going back and having to, go through the debut album. Did you have to look up the lyrics, by the way, for anything? I mean, because it's been years you performed some of
I
those
didn't have
songs.
to look up the lyrics, but I definitely had to do some listening. I had
Sure.
to do my homework,
Yeah.
and some of these songs we haven't played for 15 years, maybe more. So
Yeah.
it's been a while,
Did it
but it
feel
was a nice
fresh?
little trip. Yeah, it felt great. It felt like a trip down memory lane that I needed to take.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So 12 dates with Sevendust and 3 Days Grace, and obviously Adam back in the band. But I'm so thankful that you guys are taking Sevendust on the road with you for a little bit. How amazing is that band live? And it's
Oh
just a,
man,
a
the
great
gold
compliment to
standard,
what's going
right?
on. Oh, dude,
Yeah,
seriously, for a long time, no one could follow Sevendust,
yeah.
so that's going to be exciting.
I love when we bring out bands, and we always try to bring out bands that make us feel like we need to step up our game.
There you
And
go.
and and Seven Dust is definitely one of those bands. They make us work, and
That's
and
very
and we
cool.
love them for it.
Yeah, yeah, and then the next chapter, then you guys going on the road there with Daughtry, obviously, and Nothing More. You did that song with Nothing More. Do you? I don't know. I know it's extremely early, but to get kicked around the idea, maybe you getting on stage and do an Angel song with Nothing More.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm
Yeah,
sure it's going to happen multiple times, if not every night. We'll see. It
that's
depends on
cool.
my resilience over the course of the run and how much it can handle. But I'd love to
Yeah.
do it every chance I can.
Do you feel like it's been? I mean, physically, emotionally, everything. Does it feel like it's been 25 years?
Physically, it does.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Emotionally, not so much.
Sure.
Emotionally, it feels like it's still very surreal that so much time has gone by, and that we're now, entering into the foray of heritage artists. And I don't know. It's just very, very strange to even have it roll off my lips that way. But it's physically, yeah. I think we all feel it physically. We can feel the years, we can feel the mileage, we can feel the aches and
It's all
pains.
on the
But
shoulders. Yeah, yeah,
oh,
everything
it's
else.
everywhere, dude. Everything hurts.
The
Everything
knees.
hurts.
Yeah, totally. That's exciting though. So everyone, if you're a new fan to Disturb, which, is awesome. I love seeing new fans, the young kids and, you get the old schoolers there. You got something, it sounds like, with this set for everyone. Talk a little bit about, going through the beginning, the first record, what that'll be like, and then playing the hits for that crowd. What do you think they're gonna feel from
It's
Disturbed
it's
off the
it's
stage?
definitely a contrast of those two sets for sure. They're very different, and we kept them that way on purpose. It's going to be quite the roller coaster ride for people. First, a big healthy dose of nostalgia. This is the first time we've ever played the Sickness record front to back. So for us, it's an interesting experience as well. Um, and then a little bit of a break, and then the greatest hits portion of the set. And each has different aspects of production, different aspects of how the set is being built over the course of the night, um, different gags, different little bits and surprises. It's going to be a night to remember for everybody, and even for us. So we're really
That's
looking
great.
forward to the whole thing.
I didn't mean to ask you about this, but I thought, just thinking about the second set and obviously the hits, but to hear the sound of silence and the way you guys perform it, and it's beautiful, it's heavy, it's felt in a different way almost every time you guys play it. At least when I've seen it live, I just it hits
Thank you.
differently. Um, what does that song mean to you that it's reached such a massive audience and it's really transcended it and the staying power of that song now is like it's something to behold. What's that
It's
feel like?
crazy. All the reincarnations that happen, the additional, jolts of life that keep coming out of the thing. It's insane. I never anticipated such a thing ever happening. Um, I love how it keeps on getting new life breathed into it over and over again. How it keeps on affecting more and more people and reaching more people, and it lends itself to so many causes and so many emotional moments in time. And I love how poignant it is. it still is, and it continues to resonate with people.
Is that one of your favorite songs to perform? Is it a difficult one for you to perform?
Oh, it's difficult. They're all
Yeah,
difficult, but
yeah.
that one definitely it tests my range. It's challenging, but it's incredibly fulfilling. It's just one of those songs that when you all of a sudden have an entire arena full of people, go quiet, and that complete change in the mood, and that complete change in even the electricity in the air. I mean, it's a tangible vibe change, and you feel the heaviness of the room. You know, you feel the sound, and it's incredible to have them singing along with me. It's incredible to have such a contrast. Sometimes a smack in the face feels like a proper smack when it's preceded by a caress.
That's awesome.
you know,
That's
and and
poetic, my friend. I like that. I like
and
that.
that's kind of what it is. It's that little bit of a caress before we start smacking people again. But
Sure. And we get to see you. I think it's the fifth show of the tour. It's March 6th at Target Center. I don't know how long it takes you guys to hit your stride, but I think it's a good thing that we get, a couple shows in. That's, a little of the
oh yeah.
rust, right? Some of the rust gets broken off a little
Well,
bit. And
hopefully, all this rehearsing we've been doing and all this preparation we've been doing will ensure that we come out of the gate guns blazing. But look, I'd be lying to you if I said that practice doesn't make perfect. And,
of course,
the more that we get to play with our new toys and we get used to all the arrangement of everything and it starts becoming like clockwork, the more fluid the performances will be, for sure.
sure. Well, let's stick with this one last time here, and then a couple of different questions I got to hit you with.
Mhm.
You guys are re-releasing The Sickness. You're going to do like a deluxe box set. Is that cool going backwards a little bit, putting that thing together? I believe there's going to be a live show with the LP version, some CDs, and
Mhm.
obviously you guys are doing backstage passes, picks. There's going to be a booklet, like an old school book. I'm guessing that's going back to old Disturbed stuff is what we're seeing. Tell us a little bit
Correct.
about that.
It's exciting, trying to pull all these old gems out of the vault. The Palladium show that we had recorded in Los Angeles that we never really put out on anything is going to be featured on this box set. A whole bunch of little, Easter eggs and goodies. A lot of live stuff that people haven't heard before. Um, and I just got my first shipment of the box set, so I got to look
Go
over it
get
all
it.
myself,
I
and
want to see
it's
it.
pretty slick. It's pretty slick. It's
That's
back
cool.
in the garage. I'd have to dig it out, but
I got you.
it's looking pretty slick. I think people are going to be really happy with it.
I hit up your folks too. I'm like, send Pablo one, please, please.
There
I
you
want to
go.
get one of those. That'd be
Absolutely.
great. So, switching gears here a little bit. This is exciting. Seeing that you're going to be at the Black Sabbath, the final show of Sabbath. How did that come to be for you, and how excited are you to be there to witness that?
Sharon asked me.
Yeah,
We had coffee in LA one of the times I was out there recording, and she brought it up. I'm like, oh my God, I would be, so honored to participate. Who wouldn't? I have the utmost reverence for Ozzy and the whole Osbourne family, and
yeah, absolutely.
um, you know, Sabbath and the Godfather of metal himself. There's no more seminal frontman and no more seminal band, in the world of hard rock and heavy metal. And
He left a big impression on you. I'm assuming that's what I'm hearing in
oh,
your voice. Yeah,
tremendous,
yeah,
tremendous. Ozzy's like a father to all.
that's so great.
I've looked up to him so much, and he's been so inspiring. So to be able to be a part of his final performance is an honor beyond.
Do you know what that looks like yet, or is that something you worry about down the road? Because you've got so much in front of you right now with the tour, obviously these 34 dates and all that stuff. Do you know what that's going to look like? Is it you on stage with all these other amazing artists that night performing Sabbath songs?
Yes,
Okay.
we're going to be doing Sabbath songs, Ozzy songs.
Okay.
There's going to be an all-star band
Yeah.
made up of different members of different bands that I'm going to be a part of as well. And then there are the actual support acts, like Metallica and Pantera and so on and so forth, that will be there that night as well.
Sure. So amazing. What a heavy, beautiful day, of seeing
Oh
the
yeah.
Godfathers of metal on stage that night to cap it all off. So I'm really hoping to be there myself. I'm going to work that out. I'm going to work some magic.
Cool, cool.
I need to take that in for myself.
Hope you
Well,
make it out.
I really appreciate your time today, my friend. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys live here in a few weeks. I would love to say hi. I will definitely be there as close as I possibly can to take it all in too. Thank you, my brother. I really
Well,
appreciate your time. David Draiman, as always, can't wait to see Disturbed at Target Center in Minneapolis in a few weeks. And I cannot wait to play I Will Not Break on the radio day after day, my friend. Amazing
amen, brother.
song. Thanks for your time, dude.
Thank you, dude. Good talking to you, man. Be well.
Later.